war in Ukraine, the 15th of April. The situation on the ground. Weather today. Kharkiv, sunny, 17 degrees Celsius. Svatove, sunny, 19 degrees Celsius. Donetsk City, sunny, 17 degrees Celsius. Kherson City, partly cloudy, 19 degrees Celsius. The Ukrainian General Staff reported 99 combat engagements in the last 24 hours. Kursk-Sumy area. Russian attacks continue. 17 Russian attacks reported since yesterday. We have Russian gains in Kursk, where they have gained ground south of Guevo. Russian attacks continue in Kursk and in the northern part of Sumy Oblast. We have a reported Ukrainian strike against a command post in this area, reported to have wounded a regiment commander. In Belgorod Oblast, Russian sources claim to have taken Popovka, close to the international border, but that is not confirmed. We can expect ongoing fighting. Russian gains are probable over the coming week. North of Kharkiv. Ongoing Russian attacks in the Vovchansk area reported as relatively limited. We have a report of a Russian mechanized attack indicated to have been repulsed with some Russian losses. I assess the situation as stable. Kupiansk-Svatove area. Ongoing Russian attacks reported as limited by the Ukrainian General Staff. Other reporting would indicate somewhat heavier fighting. We have a Ukrainian counterattack in the Kupiansk area. Russian forces have made minor gains at Stepove and Novosilka, southeast on this map. Ukrainian sources report that Russian forces are using less armored vehicles here. We have somewhat conflicting reporting regarding the Russian use of armored vehicles in this sector. No major changes, expect ongoing fighting. Kremina area. 20 Russian attacks reported, no confirmed changes since yesterday. Russian attacks are focused on the western side of the Sherebets River, where they are exerting heavy pressure. Russian sources claim to have entered Novomykhailivka and advanced in the Makivka area. I have no information that would substantiate these claims. Russian gains are not improbable, considering the pressure they are exerting. Expect heavy fighting. Russian gains, likely minor, are probable over the coming week. Seversk salient, Bakhmut, Toretsk. In the Seversk salient, we had limited fighting reported. We have a Ukrainian counterattack at Bilohorivka with confirmed limited Ukrainian gains. We also have some minor limited Russian gains in the same area. Those gains have not changed the overall situation. I assess the situation as stable. At Chasiv we had a Russian mechanized attack towards Stupochki, reported to have been repulsed. No other major changes. I have no confirmed Russian gains since yesterday. It appears that at least in part we have some additional Russian mechanized attacks being conducted in this area. At Toretsk we had 11 Russian attacks reported, which is a significant decrease since yesterday. I have no confirmed gains since yesterday. We have a Ukrainian counterattack, but I have no additional information regarding that. It is reported that the 20th and 150th Motorized Rifle Divisions are active in this area. The Institute for the Study of War state that Russian goals are likely Kostiantynivka, which is likely based on the terrain, roads, and the Russian end goal, which will be Kramatorsk. It is highly unlikely that Russian forces will reach Kramatorsk this year, and it looks unlikely they will reach Kostiantynivka in the coming 6 months. Russian attacks seems to have been focused somewhat in the western area around Valetynivka, probably with the aim to try and advance towards Romanivka. That is probably an attempt to try and avoid the static battle in and around Toretsk. Donetsk city area, Pokrovsk sector. 28 Russian attacks reported, which is a significant decrease since yesterday. I have had no confirmed changes over the last 24 hours. We have some indications of minor Russian gains at Lysivka, south of Pokrovsk. We have reports that effective Ukrainian drone usage is making Russian mechanized attacks ineffective. That seems to pan out considering other reporting. I expect ongoing fighting over the coming week. Possibly we are seeing a Russian reorganization in this area, but that is by no means certain. Russian gains are possible, significant Russian gains are unlikely. West of Donetsk city, we have confirmed Russian gains at Rostolna, where they are pushing towards Odradane. We also have reports of Ukrainian spoiling attacks in this area. Russian attacks towards Odradane are likely with the aim of cutting the road leading to Konstantinopel. I expect ongoing fighting here. Based on the latest reporting, Russian gains are probable over the coming week. Likely they will be limited. It is unlikely with significant Russian gains, but of course they cannot be excluded. Vremivka area, no significant changes. Russian attacks continue between the two rivers in this sector. I expect ongoing Russian attacks over the coming week, probably at this level. Russian gains are possible in this area, but not very likely. Kamyansk area. We have ongoing Russian attacks in the Kamyansk area, no confirmed gains since yesterday. We can likely expect ongoing Russian attacks in this area over the coming week at this level. While Russian gains are possible, in general they are not likely. General conclusions. No major changes. Russian forces continue to make gains in the Kursk Oblast and are attacking into Sumy Oblast. Except for that, no major changes that have affected the overall situation. We have had a trend of increasing Russian mechanized attacks, but the reporting is somewhat contradicting. Russian tank losses are on average around 3.5 tanks lost per day during April, which is a significant increase as compared to March, when we saw around 1.5 tanks destroyed per day. On average for 2025, they have lost 2.3 tanks per day, which are confirmed losses. The real losses are likely 30% higher. If we look at the average, Russian losses for 2025 would then be 839 tanks lost this year. If we look only at April, they would lose around 1,300 tanks during 2025. Russia can likely replace these losses during 2025, but they will not be able to sustain these losses into 2026. Russia is also struggling to equip new units, and we have reports of Russian units lacking around 40% of tanks and armored vehicles to meet organizational goals for the different units. Based on all information that is available, in the armored category, Russia will likely face significant problems this year and critical problems in 2026. The Ukrainian strategic situation remains problematic. They are having to meet Russian attacks, leaving them only to react. That gives Ukraine hard choices to make. To change this situation, Ukraine would need to take the initiative, which we have some indications of them trying. The question remains if Ukraine has the forces to take the initiative on a larger scale this year. They have surprised us before, and I would not be surprised to see Ukraine trying to take the initiative, at least in certain sectors. A major Ukrainian offensive looks unlikely for 2025. End of report.